compromised. I say again, Blue Route is compromised. All convoys need to avoid the arena district. Await further updates.
We'll find a way through the street. We'll regroup en route.
We got RPGs on the rooftops all around. I'm trying to... Come on! Damn it!
Anderson!
God, son of a bitch! I'm hit, but I'm okay. Damn it!
Well, that's one way to start number 18 of the playthrough of Black Ops 2. So, welcome back, everybody. So now we have to go regroup with POTUS. It took me like a day to actually realize what is POTUS. It's like, what is it? President of the United States. Oh, I got it. I get it now. So, yeah. I was really slow. I should have caught up on that. But I'm pretty sure I already explained that in the other video. I just kind of forgot what I was going to say. But still, my god, last night I almost got into like some sort of a small little car crash incident because the person in front of me did not know how to make a left turn. It was going 25 miles per hour. I couldn't get to the other lane because there was a car passing me by, so I had to deal with that car that was right in front of me. So basically, I'm behind that car. It tries to make a left turn, but realized it wasn't his lane. So it kept going down the road. And I still couldn't I couldn't go around him because, yeah, the cars behind us was just passing us because the person was going 25 miles per hour in like a 35 mile per hour zone. And then he goes, like, he finally finds his lane, and then he goes try to take a left turn, and I was going to pass him, but all of a sudden he actually tries to get back to the lane I was going to, even though I was almost pretty much halfway through passing him, and they had the audacity to honk their horn when they couldn't even make a left turn. It's like, oh my god. I actually look at the mirror, and then all of a sudden he takes a left turn right where he was supposed to make that left turn. It's like, you're gonna go to my lane just to make a left turn that you were already there? My god, the person did not even know how to make a simple left turn. He couldn't stay on the turn lane. He just wanted to go back on the onto my lane just to make a left turn. I hate drivers. I hate stupid drivers, honestly. I see it all the time. Oh my god, I think there's a lag here. There was a little bit of lag, but that had to deal with the program itself. Arkansas Showbiz had nothing to do with the audio, video, visuals of the actual video, however you want to explain it. But yeah, sometimes it will actually cut off my commentary. Like if I'm trying to say something and it starts to lag, it'll actually cut off my commentary. So I actually had to stop it so that something like that will not happen. But again, well, here is where you could actually access to one of the little dragonfires, the little things. It's like, oh my god, it's alive! Only one of it survived. That's the sad thing. I wanted more of it, but oh well, you always can't get what you want. So let's continue on to the topic of dumb drivers or stupid drivers. I don't really care. I see it all the time. Even though I make mistakes myself, but just not as bad as those people do. Is that I've seen a lot of people do illegal U-turns. I see people actually, like, if they're on the driving lane, I actually saw this. One driver actually was on the left lane. He wasn't even on the turning lane because he didn't make the turning lane, and the person actually stopped while on the driving lane, and basically, wow, it's that he stops at the green light while there's like 7 or 8 cars right behind him, and as soon as the light turned red, he actually, or she, I think it was a female driver, I'm not too sure, even though that's kind of stereotypical, but I honestly think it was a female driver at that point. I was not really paying attention. All I know is that it was a big red truck, and as soon as the light turned red, the car actually made an illegal left turn. It was like, wow, you broke 2 laws right there. If only there was a cop nearby that could have given him a ticket and taken away the driver's license or make him go take a little driving course. Is that why do people insist on being stupid while on the road? It's whoa, slow motion right there. That's kind of cool. And this guy just dies. He was trying to get his coffee and he dies on the little bench. Sad day for him. Oh well. So yeah, have you ever experienced such bad driving skills as like either what I talk about, like people making illegal turns left, right, whatever, they're just stopping in the middle of the road for no reason whatsoever? Because I've already had that before. A person stops in the middle of the road, and I think that there was an actual accident because of that, because we saw a green car just literally with no lights whatsoever. They just decided to actually stop at the middle of the road, and then all of a sudden you see ambulances and little sirens going by, and then all of a sudden it was right at that area where we just passed by. It's like, wow, okay, bad drivers everywhere. It's kind of sad to see that people like them still have a license to still continue driving a car. Number 27, I believe. But yeah, have you ever experienced any bad drivers, or perhaps yourself have been into a situation? Because I know just today I pretty much wasn't paying attention because I was really tired, but I was basically at a stop sign, and it was like a neighborhood thing where there's going to be a stop sign on either end, and then there's a car driving by and he doesn't have a stop sign to stop him, but he was kind of taking too slow, so I actually decided to make a right turn. I just should have waited for the car to pass by, but I still made the right turn, and then the car just basically honked behind me. So that was a bad moment of me. I've already gone into 2 fender benders. One of them is not my fault, and the other one was my fault. The first one was my fault because I actually was going to try to get to the right lane, and I just assumed that the cars ahead of me would just go to the same mile per hour area, because we were pretty much like going around 20 to 30, and I just assumed that they would still keep that pace, and I was about to make the right turn, and then all of a sudden the car in front of me just pretty much stopped, and then I couldn't stop in time. So yeah, I hit his truck, and yeah, we exchanged information and all that good stuff. It turns out it was a company car, and it was a tiny little dent. You could barely even notice. It seems like if you were to back up against, what's it called, like a pole or a tree, that would cause a dent like that. But the person who was kind of like the manager, because he actually came by, like one of the, I don't know what they're called, but he basically says, why don't you guys pay for it and we'll just leave it alone. And then my father, he was actually in the car with me, which was really embarrassing, but still I needed him to help me out because the guy in front of me only knew Spanish, so it was a great thing. I don't know any Spanish myself, so yeah, it was really awkward for me. All I could do was just stand there and just get like interrogated by the officer there. But the guy says, why don't you pay for it? I think it was like $200, $300. Like, now, just, my father says, just take it up with the insurance company, because my father himself knew that they were just trying to get more money out of us, so they were going to let the insurance company deal with it. And besides, like I said, it was a tiny dent. You could barely even notice it. It looks like if you were to back up a pole or a tree, that's what would cause a dent. So they just wanted to get more money out of us to spend however they want. It's like a profit thing. It's like if we were to give them the money, they wouldn't even worry about the dent. They'll just have free money on their side. So father says, let them handle it, and there we go. That's all good and new. And then the second one was not my fault. Basically, it's kind of funny. It's like, first of all, I went to get a little engine oil change. After that was done, I go, well, I'm sorry about that. There was another lag spike in the video itself, so I actually had to cut that part out. So otherwise it would have just made the whole video laggy, and then it will also mess up the audio. I hate things when it happens like that. It's always towards the end too, but whatever. Well, like I was saying, that I pretty much got myself an engine oil change, and then basically there was a red light. I couldn't go anywhere, and just before like it was about to turn green, I get hit from behind. So it was like, oh my god, really? Another one? But at least this wasn't my fault. So I had to call it in just in case if there was any damage done to the truck, more or less damage done to the car behind me, because it was pretty much, I forgot what kind of car was it. All I know is that the guy, he was still learning how to drive stick, and he's already gone in some situations like that before. His car was just basically made out of more plastic than actual metal type of deal, because apparently plastic cars are like a popular thing since it's cheaper, more efficient type of deal. I just don't know what it is that people like about them, but it's basically he's paying it off from his parents, and now he has to deal with that little incident because I had to call it in. Otherwise, and if there was damage done to my truck later on, at least I'll have reported it and have something to go back on. So yeah, my father came by at that point too, because I had to call him in too. because he knows more information about the truck than I do and all that good stuff. And basically, the officers just told us, so yeah, we could give you two choices. One choice is that we'll just write down the information, then that's it, we are done for the day. Or you could actually have, like, you could charge him for, what's it called? I forgot what it's called too. Dang. Ah well, all I know is that they could have charged him from not paying attention and hitting my truck. Forgot what the little technical terms is that, but yeah, we just decided not to actually charge him for the ticket. We just decided not to give him a ticket for that because he still has to deal with that with his parents, and especially with the car, he's already have more damages, so he's gonna have to pay for that if he can. So yeah, it was all good. We were all happy that we're still living. That's the most important part. There's just not really much of a big deal, but we still had to report it in. So yeah, either way, one way or another, it was still a bad thing. It wasn't my fault, at least, and at least I got more used to actually calling 911, because I believe that's like the first time I've ever called 911, and that actually got me nervous because I had no idea what to say. I was kind of stumbling upon my words when I was actually reporting it in, and I would say that's number 28 because I had to restart that checkpoint. So yeah, those are my stories for now, unless something pops up in the future. All I know is that people are, at times they are dumb at driving, and sometimes I'm dumb at driving, because I remember when I was first learning how to drive, that was hilarious. It was that we were out on the county roads, and then basically there was a truck behind me, and I got so nervous of making a right turn, I basically tried to make a turn going at 40 miles per hour, 40 to 50 miles per hour. I actually tried to make a turn, and my father was in the truck with me, and I basically nearly spun out. I basically skidded across a little bit, but at least I was able to actually keep the wheel pretty much turned against the skid, and I didn't drive us into a ditch. My father literally expected me to to drive down to a ditch, and at least that was my first lessons in driving. So yeah, I was nervous back then, but I'm more confident now. I actually like driving. I just hate other people when they drive and when they do stuff like pretty much make illegal turns, make illegal U-turns, stopping for no reason, and then try to get back onto my lane. And one of my pet peeves is that if a person goes in front of me, I expect them to continue on the speed. I do not expect them to actually just go to my lane just to slow down. It's like, come on, people, I'm trying to get to point A to point B, and I'm not bothering you guys. So why would you try to slow down right in front of me? Especially when a person has like 1,000 opportunities to actually get to a different lane, but they just don't take it, and they just slow down, and then they make me slow down. I'm trying to get to work, people. I have a job, for crying out loud. If you make me late, I'm gonna be angry. I do get road rage at times, but that's just me. But anything else, if you guys have ever experienced bad driving, either by you or by someone else, tell us your story. So, till then, there's nothing else for me to say for this point, is that we get another achievement for late for La Prom, and the mission's over. We protected the President of the United States, you get to drive a jet, you get to kill more drones, and everything's good. So, there we have it. Cortes Dia. President Brosworth is safe. Or saved. So, I am Sorkin090. Have a nice day, everybody. I will see you in the next part, and it's pretty much nearly over. Hooray!